Today we are navigating to a location to do another video on the U-turns that we had a problem with last time. So we're going to do some testing on that, but we're going to go ahead and navigate there and see how this drive goes from park and see if we get there without any interaction. We are at a stop sign, so it kind of came up to the stop sign and stopped, and then we're good to go. So it's going to take us 14 minutes, 5.7 miles. One of the things I'm definitely looking out for is how well it actually gets out of the neighborhood here. It has in the past been a little bit over anxious to get out in front of vehicles that are actually going a little faster than I would prefer to get out in front of. I mean, you really just got to kind of let them and let them go, because people tend to drive on this road around 60 miles per hour, even though it's 45, and they're coming over this hill, so it's actually hard to see. So right here, we're going to be looking to the left here, and we only have one car, and since we're staying in the right lane, the other car is actually coming up on the left, but that's fine. So it did well today. Definitely going to be on the lookout in the future for if we have a situation. We did have a situation the other day where it seemed to want to get out in front of a motorcycle that I really didn't think it had enough room to get out in front of, and it did that. So I actually had to take over in that situation. The biggest thing is if FSD chooses to commit to doing a maneuver, if it is something that's going to be a little bit tight, then it should just go ahead and actually use the acceleration that it has to its ability and make sure it gets out of the way. So I'm okay with it doing that from time to time, although I would prefer, since I don't know exactly what it's going to do, that it actually just takes the chill route and doesn't actually go unless, we've been waiting for a long time and that's the only gap it's seen in a while. So here we are. It is a 40 mile per hour zone. We are on standard. So I do have the 10% offset, so it should cap it out at 44 miles per hour. And, well, there it is, 45. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But typically, I have no problem with the speed control in version 13. So that is something that's only a problem now in version 12. The only thing I would like is that it actually have, say, a target speed that it would go to rather than just a max, because I basically set the max at what speed I want to go, and sometimes it goes that speed and sometimes it doesn't, but it usually stays above the speed limit, so it does okay. But there are certain cases where I would really just like it to try to get to a certain speed and stay there. So what I have noticed lately up here, where we should really get into the left turn lane immediately, it has often waited. So it waits here until it gets over the white line. And if this is backed up, it actually sometimes will wait long enough that it actually cannot get over. So instead it'll be in the right lane there. And it would need to go straight, but it'll still try to kind of push itself in. So that is one of my complaints about FSD 13. I know it's a minor one, but it will not get in the lane that it needs to be in early, such that it has no chance of missing a turn or being rude trying to get into the turn. So today it didn't do too bad, and it wasn't backed up too far, so it did make it into the turn lane. But just something that's been a problem with version 13. Even though it's not technically something that would prevent it from basically being hands off. Like, it's just a preference of my driving versus what FSD is doing, but something that definitely could be better at. Alright, so interesting that it chose to get in the left lane. We will need to get in the right lane because the left lane does turn into a turn only and we need to be going straight. And now it's actually signaling to go left when we're definitely not going left. So I think it's just because it's considering straight to be a turn. Not really sure why that would be. It doesn't even say there is another turn until 2 miles, so it's definitely not on the navigation as a turn. Although it does kind of look like a little bit of a turn. And like that road continues straight, but that's not the case. So no need to put the turn signal on because that actually confuses people behind us. Alright, so it does get over into the correct lane. It knows that the left lane is going to be ending and be a turn only lane. So that's good. Although I didn't think there was any reason to get over in the first place. Could have just stayed in this lane. So I updated the navigation there a little bit to get our destination to be this T place, apparently. But that'll be on the way to where I want to actually go to do some testing on that U-turn. So see if we can get there without any trouble. Although I'm not really sure where there is to park at this T place, so might have to just disengage once we get close. But as far as getting to the location, so far, no interventions, no disengagements, so that's good. Now over here, as I've mentioned before, we don't need to do the turn signal there. It's like it does turn signals when it doesn't need to, pretty frequently, but whatever. So this is a railroad track that is actually pretty steep to come over, so we definitely need to go over it nice and slowly. And FSD 13 so far has done a very good job at doing that, going over it slowly. Taking a right here, so a little different than we were originally going to do, but all good. Taking a left up here. And in this case, it actually does a pretty good job of getting over into the left turn lane when it's supposed to. Turn left here. So very smooth so far. Almost at our destination. It almost seems like it's in a residential area or something. Yeah, so we're turning like apartments. It looks like it kind of hesitated for that girl with her dog, but didn't look like they were going to walk across, so it negotiated that very well. Yeah, I don't know if this place is it actually a restaurant or is it just someone's house where they sell tea? It looks like it's someone's house where they sell tea. So I'm not sure what it's going to do here, whether it's just going to stop in front of this house or what. It looks like we are just going to, yep, stop in front of the house. Okay, so that's the end of the drive. No disengagements, no interventions. Everything was good on that drive. So now I will continue to the next one for doing some testing on those U-turns. But yeah, that's it for this one. A nice clean drive with no interventions, no disengagements. Very straightforward. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.